This is the Eye of Agamotto prop walkthrough of generally how it works. So these are roughly the same. These are about the same generation. This is the one that I printed and the one that you saw in the video. This one is pretty much identical, just doesn't have any extra skins on it. So I'm going to use this one to walk through. I have these posts here, which are removable. They just kind of snap into place. And if you want to wear this prop, you would obviously either purchase, there's plenty of sellers on Etsy, or make your own lanyard. And then you would make that custom to your person. These here, these being the shafts themselves, I have finished shaft lengths that I will publish as part of the initial product release. I was just using arbitrary length ones, so don't let these throw you off. The final ones will be nice and tidy like this. So they're flush here and obviously below this cover. So I'm just doing my best to preserve this painted one because I'm going to display it and wear it in my house. So not take it apart all the time and continue to kind of wear out the paint. So the only difference between these is, obviously this one is multicolor and this one has housings and covers. There's another cover that I tend to leave off because I actually prefer to manipulate it by hand over the motor. The motor makes noise and there's a battery to worry about. It's pretty cool to just be able to pick it up and play with it. So push those off screen. This guy, works just like the other one. I am going to use it as a test bed to show you how to do the assembly and that kind of thing shortly, but I wanted to quickly explain how it actually works. So you'll see there are actually 4 separate rings here, and those correspond to each of the ring displays that you can see kind of on the front face. So they're printed in 2 pieces, meaning each ring kind of arc and the actual ring gear around it are printed as 2 separate parts. And the reason for that, I think I said in the main video, is for painting purposes. It's very common that you need to either sand or file or apply lubricant to kind of these outside mechanical parts. And if I think most people will want to build this and get it working before they want to paint it. And if you need to lubricate something and then paint it, that's very difficult. So it's much easier to have a bunch of parts that you prototype with, or you get working with the ring gears, and then you can just glue these in later. So there's 4 rings here below this section, and you'll see it in the assembly video, but there are various gears. I can actually open up one of the older versions. Give me 1 second. So this is actually an old revision of the same. There's a bunch of small changes and things that aren't actually captured here, but this one I haven't actually stuck down these covers. So you can see in here, there's a bunch of gears that actually match the height of these ring gears and do the interfacing. And I calculated all the gear ratios and stuff associated, but there's essentially, the left side controls 2 of the 4, the right side controls 2 of the 4, and that gives you a fully controlled ring. To get the eye mechanism to open and close, it works very similarly to my old design. So the way it works is there's kind of a dead zone in there where as you turn it, nothing happens. And then there are 2 little lugs, and you'll see it when I disassemble it. There's a lug here and a lug, kind of pointing this direction over here, that run up a ramp. And that ramp, I guess in this case, the ramp is going downward, but it runs down a ramp and pivots kind of at the hinge point here and here. And all of that is controlled by this big central gear. So this entire black piece is one large 3D print. There is 3 kind of steps to a compound gear, a standard spur compound gear, and then there on this top face is the mating gear for the electrical assembly. So this gear drives this gear here, which if you were running it with electronics, that's how it works. Otherwise, you can just grab and manipulate this whole gear at once, and that's typically how I do it. So you can you know, feel free to move that around. This is kind of how you diagnose and test it. And you can see some of the gears here just poking through. That's about it for the general overview. I will shortly do a kind of breakdown and build up for the assembly video. But let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.